welcome to Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM, ArrowFM, and MP. As always, I'm Grady, and live on Skype, we've got Josh.
Hey!
We've got a bit to talk about this week. We got Raw 30, we got Royal Rumble coming up this weekend. There's bits and pieces, we're going to be jumping around, but I want to make sure we give a lot of time to this Rumble. So let's look at the undercard for the Rumble first up. Bray Wyatt, LA Knight, they're in their promotional Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. I guess first off, what do you think we're going to see? And then second up, how do you think it's going to go?
I don't think we'll see much, because I think that's the whole point of a Pitch Black match. I think it's... Honestly, I'm not even sure of the point of the match after what we saw on Raw. But it's going to get Bray an easy win. And maybe there'll be a kidnapping at the end. And LA Knight will be reborn as one of the Wyatt Six.
Yeah, I assume you're talking about the interaction with The Undertaker.
Yeah. And the fact that Bray basically beat the crap out of LA Knight on Raw. I mean, what's...
Well, this time he's going to beat the crap out of him, but we're not going to see it.
We're not going to see a lot of it. Yeah.
I really don't know how they're going to pull off, a Pitch Black match. Wyatt's had a few of these ones. We've had ones where there's creepy stuff projected down. Obviously, the stuff that's being able to be pre-recorded has been pretty well done. I'm not sold on this exact match type, especially when we do only have 5 matches on the card, and one of them we're not going to see, in theory. So I don't know. I'm not writing it off, but I'm definitely not looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a match type that goes back decades, so it's not something out of the ordinary. Where they will just, for a unsanctioned match, quotation marks, they'll turn the lights off. Then you can't sanction a match where you don't have lights, but you can still see things going on because of like floodlights and stuff. So yeah, I think it'll be an alright match. It'll be what it is. But at the end of the day, Bray Wyatt wins. And either LA Knight disappears completely because this is the only thing keeping him relevant, or he disappears because he gets kidnapped by Uncle Howdy and becomes part of whatever Uncle Howdy's plan is.
I have realized looking at this match card, we got 2 Rumbles, a world title match, and then 2 Howdy affected matches. So we're like 40% of the card is Howdy affected, because the other undercard match, the Raw Women's Championship on the line, Bianca Belair held that title for a real long time, but now she's going up against supercharged Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, an Alexa Bliss that isn't really sure of what she wants to be. She keeps relapsing back to her Fiend days. We love Bianca. Bianca's been an awesome champion. We love us some Alexa Bliss. Less as the Fiend version, but still love her. This should be a good match. I have no idea who's going to win this match.
Yeah, I think this is the toughest match. Yeah, I guess excluding the Rumbles, but the toughest match to sort of pick on this, because Alexa Bliss is doing something with her character, but does that need the Raw Women's Championship? And that's
this is easily the toughest match Bianca's been in for us to pick in 10 months.
True.
Because outside of maybe one of the matches she had with Bayley, she's been the clear favorite. And basically, we knew she was retaining. There was not any chance whoever faced her was taking the title from her. This one, I'm like 60-40, like she could retain, but I could easily see them involving putting the title on Alexa Bliss and further elevating that as part of the Uncle Howdy story, as you mentioned earlier.
That's the big question mark, isn't it? Because Bianca Belair, I could see her taking on pretty much any winner from the Women's Royal Rumble match. I'll talk about my preferred combinations as we get later on, but
I have my prediction too.
I'm sure it's very similar. Alexa Bliss, on the other hand, I just don't know, where we're going to go with this storyline. With the title, without the title, either way. And I don't know if we want to involve the championship with this. We look back to the original Fiend stuff, love it or hate it. It really didn't work when it started getting involved around the titles situation and everything. And, I've got a little bit of fright not wanting to revisit that.
Yeah, I had really, really hoped for a hard reset after Bray was released, because I've said multiple times, I was not a fan of Fiend, Alexa Bliss. And if they want to revert to that, that's fine.
Here's the question: who do you hate more, Zack Ryder or Fiend Alexa Bliss?
Oh, it's always been Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder, easy.
But if Zack Ryder was to show up as Matt Cardona, I might be okay with it, because it was always the character that really bothered me.
Okay.
For the most part. I don't know. And I'm going to go with screw it. I'm throwing everything against the wall. I'm going to Alexa Bliss.
I'll take the easy bit then. I'll go Bianca Belair.
Yeah. I mean, I could see Bianca holding the title to WrestleMania and to pass it on to somebody else, but I don't know. This is just one of those, I'm just throwing a dart at the board and see what happens.
Yeah. Flip a coin, heads it's Bianca, tails it's Alexa Bliss. We still got one more championship match. It is the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Roman Reigns still holding both titles above his head. Throwback to Royal Rumbles of past. He will be going up against Kevin Owens.
Yeah, for the third time. Always for the Universal Championship too. This is going to be one of those story-heavy matches. Because there's a lot to unpack with this match.
Yeah, I guess, do you want to, pause it here and we jump over to Raw and we talk about, the opening segment of that and stuff?
Yeah, because, it involves everything.
Yeah, it's hard when you talk about the bloodline to not wrap everything up.
Yeah.
So the opening segment on Raw, it was the trial of Sami Zayn. Quite tense. It looked like he was about to get sentenced to death by Roman, and ultimately he was saved by his number one detractor.
Yeah. This opening segment on Raw was picture perfect storytelling perfection. Every piece of it came together just the right way that it made you pay more attention to everything that was going on. This is what separates WWE from other companies like AEW. The ability to focus on a story, a solo story, and make you still care about it at the end of it. You felt the emotion of Sami throughout the entire segment. And you know what's coming, but to have Jay jump in and protect him was a great little element to the story because of, as you said, he was his biggest detractor for months. But the War Games match won him over. And then all those segments and stuff that he showed in his video package versus the slander hit piece that Paul Heyman put together, showed just where Zayn has come from and what he has done for the bloodline. This is going to be an absolute heartbreaking moment when everything does blow up, because of the way they have told this story for months now, building Zayn up. Zayn is a made man. No matter what happens from this point forward, he is a main event player, because because I expect him the main event of pay-per-view with Roman. Maybe Elimination Chamber, as the rumors suggest. And then we'll have them do stuff with the Usos and Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe hold the titles for a little bit. But he will. I think it's very probable he's the 2023 Money in the Bank winner.
Okay. You love your Money in the Bank early predictions.
True, but I think you have to. I think you almost have to at some point this year put the world title on Sami Zayn, because that's how hot he is.
Yeah, I think it's just so much harder with, a single world title, Roman Reigns holding it and still on his run of terror, right? I think once that has been broken up, Sami Zayn front of the line, ready to go. I think you've talked here before about whether you think Sami Zayn is the man to break that. I'm sure when we talk about the men's Royal Rumble match, we'll be hinting at stuff like that. But yeah, I agree with everything you've said about the Bloodline storyline. I think that it's some amazing storytelling start to finish. Interested to see, still exactly where the flip happens. You keep saying the Raw or SmackDown after Rumble. It's getting closer and closer. So yeah, we gotta wait and see what's gonna happen with Sami, what's gonna happen with the Usos, with Solo, with Reigns, with Paul Heyman as well. Not gonna let him off the leash.
No. There's so many moving parts with this storyline overall, but it never fails to entertain. And I personally think Sami will help Roman retain the title in some way. But there will be an accident during the Rumble match that results in one of the Usos, or maybe even Solo Sikoa, being eliminated that will be as a result of Sami Zayn by complete and total accident.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that will be the trigger that results in the eventual firing of the Honorary Uso. And I don't think we'll have to wait long afterwards for the Bloodline to get their pack of flesh out of Sami Zayn. Yep. And Sami will survive it, and then he will goad Roman into a title shot.
Okay. Yeah, my number one biggest wrinkle or biggest card that's, in this is still just Paul Heyman. I feel like he's overlooked so much. When the storyline is the Usos and Sami and then Roman, we overlook the Paul Heyman factor, and we think back to how this all started, right? And it was like Paul betraying Brock. Now we're with Roman. He's sitting there, he's advising him, he's in his ear continually. He constructs the hit piece against Sami. He's always just there, and he's always just in the background, and I feel like whatever happens when it comes to the big explosion, when it comes to Roman Reigns losing his title, I just, you got this feeling that Paul Heyman's going to play a factor. He's going to play a part in it.
That is what Paul Heyman has always done.
That's his number one piece.
It goes back to when he first came to WWE after ECW sell, and he became a manager after his time on the commentary table. He started with Brock. Brock won the world title. He switched to Big Show to screw over Brock. Then he screwed Big Show over by switching to Kurt Angle. Then he screwed Kurt Angle by switching back to Brock. That was how he got to be the manager of the world champion for like a year in an era where that doesn't happen, simply because he kept screwing the champion over for the next champion.
Yeah, it's just a thing, Don't forget that Paul Heyman exists.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, we are roughly. You said Roman Reigns retaining. Okay, yeah, we're roughly halfway through the show. I'm going to go into our entrance theme so we can talk all about the Rumbles and what's left of Raw on the other side. It is going to be Randy Orton's theme this week. And you're back with Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM, ArrowFM, and NPR. I'm Grady, he's Josh. The Rumbles, I think, should be the last thing, but I do want to leave them a bit of time, so quickly running down some stuff that happened on Raw. We talked about quite a little bit of it. The Usos did manage to retain their championships against the Judgment Day. They didn't lose it. It was only for the Raw title, so we'll see. But Sami Zayn was the one who jumped in and competed as that match, again building that story. Bits and pieces happened. We built the women's storylines. Kevin Owens got himself a little push, but the only piece I really want to make sure we get some time to, main event, grand finish. It was Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley. We asked, how in the HE double hockey sticks is Austin Theory gonna do it? Well, he got himself a beast.
Brock Lesnar. The answer, of course, is Brock Lesnar. Not surprising.
Is the answer always Brock Lesnar?
When it comes to Bobby Lashley and stopping him, apparently so. I think I would be down for a WrestleMania match between the two that's no holds barred.
Mm-hmm.
Everything goes. I don't want him to bring out a tractor again because we have so many other matches we need to deal with. But let Lashley, let Bobby just bring everything.
Yeah.
The kitchen sink and everything. And just absolutely go at it. Austin Theory can move on to his other challengers for his title. And we basically just have we basically just have a ready-made WrestleMania feud.
Alrighty, well, we have about 10 minutes left, so 5 minutes for each match. We got the Women's Royal Rumble match. 7 of the 30 entrants at time of recording announced: Liv Morgan, Candice LeRae, Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, Zelina Vega, Emma, and 23 others.
Alright. I think this is the more interesting of the match because we don't really know who's going to win. I mean, anything can happen in the men's Raw, but I think we both know who's going to win in the end. This one's an open book, largely because we don't know who's in it, which is a pure gold of a situation. We can let our imaginations run wild with this match.
Yeah, there's so many options. My pick is going to be Rhea Ripley. I want to get that in before we run out of time. Which does kind of go against any Alexa Bliss pick that I might make earlier. But, I'm never going to bet against my girl, Rhea.
Yeah. Here's my pick, and I don't think you're going to see it coming.
Alrighty.
Shayna Baszler.
You're right, I didn't.
Yep. I'm going with Baszler winning and facing Charlotte Flair.
Okay.
That's why I didn't really react earlier when you mentioned that as possibility for the Rumble, because my prediction had nothing to do with Bianca Belair.
That's true.
And the Raw Women's Championship. I think it's Baszler's time. She can pick up the manual for Ronda and actually get a world championship. And we basically just have Charlotte as another transitional championship reign.
Why not? That's her best role, right?
Yeah. Now let's see if we can come up with some wacky predictions of who could be the fill the other 23 spots.
There's a number of, active stars still that are not in this match. All of Damage Control floating around. Becky's also around. As you say, Charlotte's also here. I think from the Legends side of thing, it's going to be a nice, simple Trish or Lita. I don't know. I do think potentially we're going to see Chelsea Green come back. But other than that, I don't know. You got any wild theories?
I think somebody from Japan, like Stardom, shows up.
Okay. I'm with it. You said Stardom. I'm down.
Yeah, I'm just not entirely sure on who might be. But I think maybe that might be part of the deal with having Shinsuke work over there, is maybe have somebody from their group work in the Rumble. So I'm looking. I'm going to throw out a random name, and I don't know anything about these ladies. So that's why I'm just throwing out a random name. I'll go with Starlight Kid.
Good choice. I do enjoy me some SLK. I'm worried about running out of time. So is that everything for the women's?
I think that's basically all we need to talk about, because other than surprise entrance and stuff, that's really all the entrance in it. It's just we've already picked 2 wins.
Mm-hmm. So we got the men's rumble. Half the field already picked out: Kofi Kingston, Santos Escobar, Ricochet, Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin, Rey Mysterio, Gunther, Cody Rhodes, Omos, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, Karrion Kross. You can assume other people may be finding their way into that match based on feuds that people are in and stuff like that, but do you just want to say Cody Rhodes wins now, or do you want to wait?
Yeah, I mean that's the ultimate goal of this match is Cody Rhodes, because we are getting the moment at WrestleMania. It's just a matter of when does he come out, how long does he have to last for it, and who will be the final 2. But I think this will be a very good match, because there's a lot of talent in WWE. And I think one of my surprise entrants will be RVD.
Okay. I feel like maybe I should have brought up like a... oh, no, it's way too late now. I can't get it up fast enough. The betting odds are always great to look at for these. You always just wonder. Alright, here we go. What do we got? Top 1, Cody Rhodes. 2nd, Sami Zayn. 3rd, The Rock. 4, Stone Cold. 5, Seth Rollins. 6, Roman Reigns.
Yeah. I think this is it's a ready-made Rumble. It's a case that we know what's going on. They could always swerve us, but it's incredibly unlikely because the story is too good. The only way they swerve us is if they give us Sammy, and I think if they give us Sammy, then we have co-winners, because I think Cody has to walk out of this match at least sharing the win if he doesn't outright win it.
Mm-hmm. I will say co-winners does present a nice one for each title kind of plan.
But then that messes up the whole, for months it's going to be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos for the tag titles.
That is true.
Story. So that's why I'm a little backing off on that, and it's like, as much as I'd love to see it, I'd love to see Sammy at WrestleMania win a world title. At the end of the day, everything is built for Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
It took 9 months to get there because of the injury. I really feel he probably wins at SummerSlam if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah. Well, we've got about a minute left. I'm going to run down the betting odds. Surprise entrants they think might show up. Edge, Matt Cardona, not as Zack Ryder. Logan Paul he's not good to go. Stone Cold, The Rock, Bad Bunny, a Pat McAfee. I think that one's fairly likely. Braun Breaker. I think I could see him popping his nose in. Rhea Ripley. I don't think we're pulling anything like that anytime soon. X-Pac, Booker T, Randy Orton, John Cena. I don't know why the Boogeyman is so high up on this list. And Jay White also landing himself pretty high up on that list. I would like to point out Vince McMahon himself is also on this list. As like top 20 betting odds for the random surprise entrants. Some wacky choices for sure. But as we wind down our Royal Rumble prediction show, I will ask you, after my little ramble, what your one crazy, wild prediction is gonna be. But that is all we have time for this week. That was Raw 30, that was the Royal Rumble 2023 this weekend. We got Saturday in America, Sunday in New Zealand. Looking forward to it. My favorite pay-per-view of the year. Always a fun one. Alright. Have you thought? Did I give you 5 seconds long enough?
Final two of both Rumbles. Raquel Rodriguez and Shayna Baszler, and Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes.
I'll lock it in. Well, that is all we have time for this week. It's been great talking to you.
Maybe.
You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/wrestling RND up, or our YouTube page, youtube.com/wrestling RND up, or our Twitter page, twitter.com/wrestling RND up. And we will see you next week.